So today is a big day at Our Lady of the Harvest Homestead here in East Texas, everybody. So as you guys know, or you may not know, we have no utilities whatsoever on this property. We have no power, we have no water, but we're going to use what we are gifted with and blessed with to our advantage. So in this case, you can see, hey, I have running water. So where is this coming from? So East Texas, unlike Dallas, which is where we live on a full-time basis, is blessed with a lot of water. We have springs on our property. And so I am probably, I would say, 300, maybe 400 feet from our cabin. And so what do? How do we get the water is over here in the spring over to our cabin? Because I can show you, I will pan around. There isn't a soul around us. We are in the middle of nowhere. I'm more likely to find a boar or a deer or a stray horse than I am see a person. So we're here. So what do? Well, we decided to go with a ram pump. And if you have not looked up what a ram pump is before, you definitely should. I will provide a link to the ram pump that we are using. It is manufactured by Land to House. Awesome company, by the way. Really great guy who runs it. Super helpful. And let me pan out a little bit too. I'll show you. So this is what I've been doing all day. So I have 1/2-inch poly line that is running in our stream, and it's really mucky because, as you can see, I'm disturbing it. But if you come back here in about a half an hour, it'll be crystal clear, and I'll show you what that looks like. So I got this 100 feet of 1/2-inch poly, and I just walked it up my stream. By the way, a pro tip on 1/2-inch poly, or really any pipe, if it's black especially, put it out in the sun and let it get pliable, because, man, it is really hard to have to twist and turn this thing. But as you can see, this goes all the way down there. And you're going to wonder, what in the world is that? Well, that's a dam that I built to take advantage of a natural rock, kind of a watering hole, if you will, a swimming hole. And I built it up another 2 feet or so. So we're holding thousands of gallons back over here. And I'll show you where this water comes from, because it really is amazing. And rather than spending the enormous amounts of money on a well and having that drilled, regardless of whether you hit the aquifer or just a shallow water table, we don't need to. I mean, look at this water. This is beautiful, beautiful water. And what you'll notice is that, or what we had noticed is, in all of Texas, really, but here especially, we had an awful drought this year. We had, I think, 3 months of almost 100 degrees every single day. Like, it baked us here. And we had absolutely no rain. We had very, 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 very little rain, which historically, East Texas compared to Dallas has a lot more rain. And the people who live in this area have used this actual stream, and these are springs, all the springs around here, but this one in particular, our neighbors, have used it in the past. And the recommendation that I got from everybody was, don't bother with the well, use what you're given. And so, pan back out, go back around. So every 10, 15, 20 feet or so, I've got a retaining wall blocked down. And as you do your homework on the ram pump, it's to help keep the pressure wave, right? So that's kind of how these ram pumps operate. I'm not going to get into the science, because the science is definitely a lot more than what I'm going to tell you. But ram pumps operate on the drop from where the water's coming in to where it hits the ram pump. And that is what allows it to actually, what allows it to actually push water up a hill. So for every foot that it drops from the input into the ram pump, which is going to be about 100 feet down the stream, the pump can move water 7 feet uphill. And our elevation change is not even 20 feet. So I just need to drop this thing 3 feet, and this pump will get me 320 gallons of water from here all the way down here to 100 feet that way. And I may even take it 150 feet because I got extra pipe, and I'll get a bigger bigger drop because our property is much higher up there. As it traverses, it goes down here. And what you'll see is, I'm not going to go in the pool because that'll make it particularly mucky. There's tons of sand down there. But what you'll see is the water that comes in is absolutely just beautiful water. And so I guess before I got sidetracked, we didn't get any rain this year. And the people who've lived here have used this water for a long time. And this spring that starts way up there, way up there, off of our property, it flowed the entire time. The water is a nice, consistent 51 degrees, so it's really, really cold. And when you're here in East Texas and you feel 110 degrees or 107 degrees, 108 degrees with no rain in sight for months, you know what cold water actually feels like. So as we were doing our exploring here with the boys, I just had taken this water and splashed it on my head, and man, it feels really good. But you can see, I mean, even with the camera, this water is fantastic. And this water is going to get piped up with the ram pump up to the cabin. As I mentioned, we're going to work on getting a couple 2,000 to 4,000 gallons of water storage, and then pressurize that water. And we are going to have water, and this water is going to be used for the toilet, the sink, that kind of stuff. And if I really want to down the road, we can either, get like a water filter, like an on-the-counter water filter, or get a something more, more substantial, if you will, for carbon and sediment and all that other kind of stuff, the fines and UV if you really want to. But I've had this water tested. There's no coliform here. There's no E. coli at all. This water is beautiful, fantastic water, and it flows just like this every single day, all day, every year. So I need to get some fittings for my ram pump. So come back to the next video, which I'm going to walk you through what the ram pump looks like built, and how it's going to take the water from here 100 to 200 feet that way and then back up the hill to our cabin. So come back as I take you through that. Thanks.